quoting at 2,181. But let's get a move on and talk about e-commerce sales as well, which has recovered nearly 90% of the overall order volumes, according to reports. Let's talk with Kapil Makhija a little bit more about these trends. And Kapil, thanks so much for taking time out. Is that actually a fact that we've seen nearly a 90% recovery in the overall order volumes for e-commerce?
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, that's actually what we've seen from our data as well, that e-commerce has seen almost 90% of recovery compared to the volumes pre-lockdown.
Okay, fair enough. So give us a sense as to which are the categories that are seeing the massive spurt in growth. I believe it's primarily isolated to the electronic sales, smartphones, etc.
No, so actually there are many sectors which have shown recovery, but some sectors such as electronics, FMC, grocery, pharma, kids fashion, they have shown growth even compared to pre-lockdown volumes. Electronics particularly has been shown the highest growth of 145%, driven by products such as trimmers, phone and computer accessories, and even Wi-Fi routers. While kids fashion, I believe, is primarily to do with parents concerned about the security of their children. They do not want to step outside for offline shopping, and hence we've seen a great trend there as well. Besides grocery and medical supplies, that we have seen spike during the lockdown, and that growth continued even after the lockdown.
Sure. So you are seeing a trend picking up there as well. In terms of actual footfalls, give us a sense of whether you see more and more people now choosing to remain online given the current fear factor. Is there a price point as well that they're looking at, or are you seeing spends increasing? It's not just volumes, but even value increasing.
We work with a lot of offline retailers as well, the likes of Anita Dongre, W, Forever New, Jack and Jones, etc. And they, based on our discussions, we've come to know that the recovery in offline will probably take much longer than the online space. We are seeing a fundamental shift in the preferences of the Indian consumers, which is led by COVID-19. They want to avoid crowded places, offline stores, and more consumers are shopping online. A lot of new consumers logged on to e-commerce for their purchases during lockdown, and we see that trend continuing. And while the volume is definitely recovered, we have seen the cart value or the average order value that the consumer places on online order has reduced by 25%, particularly for fashion category, which is one of the largest categories in e-commerce. So while the volume recovery will happen in a couple of weeks' time, but value recovery will probably take even longer. This also indicates that the consumers are probably looking for more value purchases and avoiding a bit of high-ticket purchases, so to say.
Sure. Fair enough. Are you now, when you're looking ahead at growth as well, how confident are you on the next couple of quarters, Kapil, based on these recent trends? Because there are some analysts who are saying that this is pent-up demand, or it's essentials and things that people have been meaning to buy, but this isn't necessarily a trend that will continue given the pressure on the economy.
Right. We don't believe that it's pent-up demand because e-commerce was allowed to operate since early May. So it's been almost 2 months since they've been operating, and there has been a continuous growth trajectory in terms of e-commerce. So we believe that it's a fundamental shift in the buying preferences. Essential supplies, yes, we had seen a spike even in lockdown, and that continues. But we have now seen recovery happening in so-called discretionary categories like fashion. Particularly now when the sale season happened in fashion category in the second half of June, we have seen a tremendous response. So we believe that this trend is expected to continue even for the next few quarters and long term. I think whatever shift we had to see in the next couple of years in e-commerce, we have started seeing that in the last 2 months itself. So it's a healthy trend for e-commerce at least.
All right, let you go on that note. Kapil, appreciate you taking the time out and joining us with a view on how things are shaping up for e-commerce. And as we wind it down right here on the show, let's hear it out from the director, NIPSP.